What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, joined today by Brandon Kramer and Brian DeGennaro. How are we doing tonight, guys?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, thanks.
I wouldn't say I'm doing pretty good, particularly because today was probably one of the worst Yankee losses I have witnessed this season. And that says a lot because we haven't had that many. There was a couple brutal losses, but this was definitely the most brutal against the Rays. Let's kind of break down the game a little bit before we give our input on it. What could we say? Yankees took a 3-0 lead, and then James Paxton was absolutely dealing. Comes out for the seventh inning, as you would assume. I mean, I think he had like 11 strikeouts, only gave up one hit. He was absolutely dealing.
80 pitches.
Yeah, he had such a low pitch count too, so you had to bring him out. He got into a little bit of trouble, gave up a 2-run shot to Brosso. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce his name. I know he was with the Rays last year too. Interesting-ass name. I like it. But he gave up a bomb. And at that point, no one was even warming up in the bullpen before giving up that home run. So, what do you know? I think it was the next batter. Another shot.
The next pitch.
Was it Brandon Lowe, Nathan Lowe? They have two Lows. One of the Lows went deep. Now, shocker? No one. Shocker to absolutely no one.
Shocker to Aaron Boone.
Yeah, shocker to Aaron Boone because apparently James Paxton is our ace. You leave him out there no matter what. And I guess everyone in the bullpen had COVID. I guess that's the only excuse that's possible. But, you know, of course, the Yankees offense has been lifeless for a good while now, you could say. Besides a couple lucky home runs, that was really it. But they come out next inning and in the ninth looking absolutely lifeless. I think 1, 2, 3 went down in like 8 pitches against Thompson. And Zach Britton kind of got himself into a jam in the ninth inning, gives up a walk-off single, and that's that. So let me start off by saying that Aaron Boone has gotten away with so many poor managerial decisions this year and has gotten bailed out so many times. We could have had this discussion about Aaron Boone's bullpen decisions probably like 3 other times so far this year, but he has gotten bailed out by big home runs, especially by Aaron Judge. But tonight the offense did not bail out his idiotic managerial decisions, and he paid the price big time. There's no reason that with James Paxton struggling so hard to begin the season and he's having his first spectacular outing that you're just going to trust him to go out for the 7th inning and expect a complete game and nothing's going to happen. So I think before this, his longest start this season was like 4 innings probably. So this is a new for Paxton this season. So he's out there and you would expect that there's at least someone warming up to start the 7th and there wasn't. So after that home run, then that's probably when you would bring someone else in. But since no one else is warming up, Paxton is forced to face the next guy, and another home run is given up. Whose fault is that? It's not Paxton's, because clearly at that point he was struggling. It's 150% on Aaron Boone. It's like how he just milks outs. He tries so hard to steal outs from the opposing team without using our bullpen, which is one of the best in the league. It's not like we have an atrocious bullpen. It's sickening that the New York Yankees try to steal outs. And I don't know what the analytics say, but I'm not a fan of it.
Today was just a fucking nightmare, honestly, because you have a guy in Paxton that we need to be pitching well. Like, we need him. He was going to be the number 2 guy this season. He needs to at least pitch decently. And he finally gets a good outing. He looks great. He's dealing. He's good to go. But, I mean, come on. At some point, you have to realize that he can't pitch the entire game. He's been struggling. No. Take him out while he's still hot. So at least have someone warming up in the 7th inning. I mean, I'm so furious about this, you know, because when freaking Yankees Twitter gets it right and Aaron Boone does not, it's just such a travesty.
And we got some stupid people.
Well, there's so many stupid people on Yankees Twitter, and they're all screaming to take Paxton out, and they're actually right for once. It's unbelievable. I can't wrap my head around it. I know the bullpen is taxed, but I really I don't care if you're putting someone in there who's never pitched in the major leagues before. Just get someone warming up. Get someone
a backup, something.
Just
like,
something.
Come on.
Luis Avalon's been pretty good this season.
David Hale.
That's fine.
I mean, these are guys
David
that have been solid out of the bullpen.
Jonathan Holder. Who's looking really good.
Bring Phil Hughes out of retirement. I don't give a crap.
Well, here's the issue.
It's so ridiculous. I'm so furious about this. It was the horrible management.
It was painful. It was really.
We
painful.
had a chance to get Paxton out when it on a high, and it's just.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
The issue we have is that last year, of course, Boone a lot of the time used what we called the Big Five, which was Canely, Green, then Britton, Ottavino, and Chapman. And, of course, you don't want to use them all the time in a 162-game season. But this is a 60-game season when one win is worth technically like 3 wins.
Against the division rival,
especially against the Rays, who
are
pretty much our only competition in the division.
I mean, they still don't look that good. But still, we let a mediocre team that is actually less than us beat us. I don't care about – of course, you don't want to use everyone the same day. But it's a 60-game season. You need to win. You need to at least split the series so you can go home on at least a high note with no ground gain for the Rays. But instead of this, you let them gain 2 games. Same thing happened with Cole. Pat, you've literally called this 3 times in the chat before. Each time Boone leaves someone out, a home run is hit. Britton was due for a bad game, but it shouldn't get to this point. When you're up 3-0.
It's not Britton's fault. I mean,
you can't even blame the pitchers at this point because, like Brandon said, I call this every single time it happens. Now, I called it in Cole's start against Baltimore. I think it was his first start as a Yankee, probably. He was. It wasn't. No. Oh yeah, because I think it was his second or something. But it was obvious that he was fatigued later on in the game, and I think he gave up 2 bombs. Now, it was obvious that this was coming, and obviously Boone didn't pull him until the death note, as you could call it. But this happened again with Cole yesterday when he pitched. He was so fatigued. You could just tell that he just didn't have the same stuff as he had earlier on in the game. And especially in the at-bat against G-Man Choi, which resulted in a double down the right field line. Yankee legend G-Man Choi. But
got a lot of Yankee
it was obvious he didn't have it at that point. So I go in our Unhinged group chat, and I'm like, watch. Carlos Martinez is going to bomb one.
The first
is it
pitch.
Carlos? It's Carlos
Jose Martinez.
I'm thinking the other one.
There were 2 that you had Carlos and Jose on the same team in St. Louis.
Yeah, Jose Martinez. I'm like, this guy's gonna bomb one. What do you know? Next pitch gone. Did it tie the game? No, but it got them really close, and it put the game. Yeah, it put the game back in reach. Like when you're just trying to steal outs and not use your bullpen, I kind of understand when you have the best pitcher in the league. But when he's looking fatigued. And me sitting at home on the couch can tell that he's about to give up a bomb. When Patrick Hennessy could figure out that Cole is about to implode, pull the plug, Boone. Like, I've never been your biggest fan.
I've always defended Boone. I think he's exactly what the team needs in a manager. But he's got to make better decisions.
Like his bullpen management.
He's got to manage the bullpen better.
It's very poor. And it sucks because you blow the confidence of your starting pitchers who don't have that much confidence as it is. James Paxton is not the most confident pitcher as of late, especially with his atrocious starts. So now he was really supposed to leave that game with a win. That's how that was supposed to go. And now he lost that game. Not on the record, but you could kind of put the loss on him if you wanted to.
I mean, but another issue that comes into part is the second doubleheader game. We walked 12 Rays. Here's the big stat. 8 of those walks came with 2 outs. Now, leadoff walks are the killer. But when you are giving out free passes with 2 outs, you're not going to win a baseball game at all. The free passes are coming back to bite the Yankees. And besides that first inning, Mike King kind of settled down. But at what point are you like to Boone, when is your bullpen management going to get better? Because you're not going to have Aaron Judge or DJ LeMahieu to bail you out every time.
And that's my thing.
These losses mean more in a 60-game season.
Bro, that's exactly my thing, though, and I say this all the time. The offense isn't always going to bail you out. Aaron Judge isn't always going to crush a 3-run home run in the 9th inning. So you have to expect that not to happen and avoid those situations from having to take place, because the offense has looked lost as of late. When you live and die by the home run or nothing attitude, you're bound to streak every now and then because you're not going to hit 15 home runs every game, especially when you go up against a team like the Rays and they throw in 15 relievers every game.
Fuck Chesro.
It's difficult to do that when you're not facing the same pitcher 4 times. It's very difficult when you're facing 5 different relievers in one game who all have a funky windup and throw crazy-ass breaking balls. You're not going to hit 15 home runs every game. So you have to play small ball sometimes. And that's what the Rays do, and that's how they steal wins. They steal wins. We try to steal outs. That's how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees, I was talking to my friend, and while last year we were really good with runners in the scoring position, and this year there have been times when we've showed that. But especially since we've started struggling, I've gotten the home run or die kind of vibe with just a couple players. Like Judge is fine. I'm not worried.
Brett Gardner has turned into that guy. Since when has Brett Gardner ever been a home run hitter, and now he's a home run or nothing guy? Why?
Yeah, that's the most ridiculous thing about all of this. Out of all of the guys, he's the guy that should be putting it in play.
Exactly.
Like Brett Gardner's speed, if he can just put it in play.
Like if Tyler Wade woke up tomorrow, he's like, you know what? I'm going to go up to the plate every time and try to launch one.
Exactly.
That's not your role on this team. Your role on the team is to get on base for guys who do hit home runs, like Judge, like Stanton, like Gary when he used to be good. That's a whole nother story. But that's the purpose of Brett Gardner. It's not for you to swing for the fences and put up atrocious at-bats when we need you on base.
I'd rather see Brett Gardner bunting,
It
honestly.
pisses me off. But the bottom line here, Brenny, you have one more thing you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Gardner is one at-bat, I think it was either today or yesterday, when he slapped a double down the left field line and turned a single into a double. Brett Gardner, when he's not swinging for the fences, I have not seen one good old Brett Gardner at-bat, which is the only thing he was good for, which was tiring a pitcher out. I have not seen that once this year.
That's
honestly.
True.
The only guy that really can do that, I mean, Judge, of course, does it. Mike Ford right now is a guy that's really battling at the plate. But besides that, DJ's a guarantee.
It's just a given, yeah. I mean, but yeah. Bottom line here, I think we have to say this for people who don't understand what we're trying to say here. The Yankees are going to be fine. They're going to make the playoffs. They're probably going to win the East. But that's not the issue we're looking at. The issue we're looking at is what gets them over the hump and why they have not been able to do that in October. And games like this show why they aren't able to do that. And that's exactly why the wild card round scares me. Because the Yankees are the type of team that when they're streaky, they could look like the Orioles from last year. When they're good, they could look like the 1998 Yankees. So that's the issue we're looking at. And when you have mismanagement of the bullpen, an offense who lives and dies by the home run or nothing mentality, it's dangerous looking into the postseason. So that's the only thing that we're worried about here. But bottom line, they're going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. We just have to hope that the offense wakes up, the starting pitching can stay decent, because if Paxton could come around and join Tanaka and Cole as being the frontline guys, the rotation looks good heading into the postseason. It looks good. Boone just needs to figure out his bullpen management and stop trying to steal outs because it's annoying as hell. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all we have to talk about for today. Yankees start a 2-game series up with the Braves on Tuesday at home.
We have a day off on Monday and then a day off on Thursday.
So I don't want to hear anything about the bullpen being taxed for the Boston series and then again against Tampa next week, because they do play Tampa at home next week.
Chapman should be back this week.
Yeah, which is going to be huge. But yeah, just have to hope for the best. Yankees are going to be fine. AL East champions, hopefully World Series champions. We will see you guys next time. Have a good one.